All right, welcome back. Still costing out the spinach and artichoke dip, and we're talking about how fabrication plays into the costing. So we just knocked out the onions. Very straightforward. You had a yield percentage, and it just modified the price a little bit. So the next one I wanted to approach was the clarified butter, because clarified butter is kind of an interesting one, because you could either just buy clarified butter, or you can clarify the butter yourself. I'm going to assume that we're going to just buy normal butter and then do the clarification ourselves. The reason being is that clarified butter usually costs a lot more, so any money, any pennies that we can save for the restaurant is a good thing. So when I look up the price for my clarified butter of 1 ounce here, I'm gonna just get some normal old unsalted butter. So when I look that up, the pricing guide I have in front of me says that it is $50.75 for looks like 30 pounds. So 30 pounds of butter. And keep in mind, if it said something weird like it's 3 10-pound cases of butter, I would still put 30 pounds. I just always put down the total there. Don't worry about putting down the breakdown. So if I want to do a unit price for this, if you notice, it's in pounds and the ingredient is in ounces. So just like the last one where we did the onions and we took it down to per ounce, we're going to do the exact same thing here. So what I'll do is I'll take my 50/75 and I'll divide it by 30 pounds. That's how many pounds we have. And that'll tell me how much it is per pound. So I do 50/75 divided by 30. It's going to tell me that this butter that I'm buying in costs me 1.69166666, so on and so on and so forth. So I'll cut that off at, say, $1.6917 per pound. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide it by 16 so I find out what it is per ounce. Whoops, forgot my 9 in there. There we go, 9 divided by 16 ounces because there's 16 ounces in a pound. So we'll just divide that by 16 and we get somewhere in the ballpark of 0.1057. So a little over 10 cents per ounce. So that's what I'm going to put for my APC here. 0.1057 per ounce. Okay? Making sense? Good, good, good. So here's what we're going to do. The reason that we took the price down per ounce is because when I look at the units here, for the ounces here and the ounces here, when I'm talking about the revised quantity, the whole idea of the revised quantity is making sure that they match up. Since they already match up, I don't have to do anything fancy. This 1 ounce for the clarified butter just comes across here and just remains 1 ounce. Nothing from the 0.1057 comes over, nothing from the 50/75 or the 30. I'm simply looking at the original recipe quantity and changing it as needed. And clearly it doesn't need to happen. So perfect, good. So if we were doing normal costing, I would take the 1 times the 0.1057, multiply together, and I would get 11 cents for my butter. But that's if it was just plain old normal unsalted butter. The thing is, in this situation, I'm now dealing with clarified butter. So with clarified butter, it's just a little bit different. When you clarify it, you get about an 80.4, about an 80% yield percentage. The book of yields I'm looking at says 80.4, so I'll run with 80.4. So when I want to figure out how much butter I actually need to get out to get 1 ounce of clarified butter, I'm going to take my revised quantity and divide it by my yield percentage. So my revised quantity was 1 ounce, my not so revised quantity, and I'll divide by 80.4%. Bearing in mind, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and switch that over to be 0.804 instead. So when I do 1 divided by 0.804, we get that we need to actually pull out 1.2438 ounces of butter. So our new APQ becomes 1.2438 ounces. And remember, sometimes when students see the APQ, they see as purchased quantity, they think, where am I going to go to buy 1.2438 ounces of butter? That just seems ridiculous. And remember, I'm not talking about literally going out and buying that much butter. we've already bought the butter. It's over here, the 50.75 for 30 pounds. That's how we buy it from our distributor. We won't buy it in 1 1/4 ounce quantities. We buy it in big 30-pound bundles. We've paid that money, so we're trying to recoup that expenditure. So this 1.2438 is going to help us pay back some of that money. Because for the total cost, all we got to do is take that 0.2438 ounces we've got here and multiply it by the as purchased cost there, the 0.1057. So when I take the 1.2438 and multiply it by 0.1057, that gives us that the butter is costing a little over 13 cents, $0.1318, or rounded up money-wise, 14 cents. And there you go.